Hi everyone and welcome to day 23 of our 28 days of Yoga with Kirstie. Today's session is all about improving posture. So we're doing some things that are going to be restorative and we might be doing some things that might be a little bit challenging. So as always, listen to your body where it's at in that moment. If you need to skip it or take a break, fab, do it. So today's session, you're going to be doing some movements that you've probably done before with me. In fact, you've definitely done some of these throughout the 28 days that you've been practicing so far. And there might be some movements that you've never seen before, especially if you're new to yoga. So take it as easily as you need to. If you want to challenge yourself, push yourself. If you want to just sit and watch, fine. But you're all capable of it, I know it. So if you need to, grab your water if you haven't already done so. If you want a herbal tea or a coffee, whatever you fancy, grab that, have it nearby. If you want to lay out your mat if you've not already done so, now's the time to do it. Make sure there's lots of space nearby and then we're perfectly ready to go. Just as a heads up towards the end, I am going to be talking you through a supported position with blocks, but you can use your pillows, you can use blankets, whatever you want to do. We're going to be placing it under our back just to get an extra stretch in those shoulders. If you want to do that, you're welcome to, but you're just fine using the floor as it is if that works for you today. So when you're ready, let's get flowing for improving our posture today. Okay guys, so bringing yourself to your nice comfortable seated position, shoulders back and down. We're just going to take a few breaths this morning just to check in with our bodies and see how we're feeling. So closing the eyes, softening the gaze and reaching the crown of the head as high as you can that is comfortable for you today. Again, shoulders are back and down, opening up that chest, hug that belly in towards the spine, just that little bit to support the back. Now we're breathing in and breathing out. Good. So inhaling through the nose, filling up the balloon in your belly and maybe exhaling through the nose or out through the mouth. Just breathing in, breathing out. Just softening the face that little bit more, so allow the eyes to relax, allow the teeth to unclench and just let go if you can. Nice inhales. And exhales. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. One more. Good. Okay, when you're ready, slowly blink those eyes open. Walk the hands down the shins just a little bit. As we inhale, we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up the chest towards the ceiling and looking up. Exhale, draw the chin in towards the chest, round through the spine. So we're doing our moving cat-cow here, our seated cat-cow. So as we inhale, we open the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. And exhale, we round through. Good. Couple more. One more. Good, as you next inhale, come all the way back up to seated, lovely and tall. So I'd like you to take a nice big inhale, scooping your hands up towards the ceiling, looking to fingertips, and exhale, lower hands through your heart center. Perfect. So from here, I'd like you to turn the fingertips so they're pointing towards the ground and the knuckles just press together. So we come into a little bit of a 90-degree angle, I guess, with the arms. So we're bending at the elbows, they're in line with the shoulders, and the hands are pushing down. We're just going to keep pushing those hands together, and what we're doing is getting a bit of a wrist stretch to start with. Then from here, what I'd like you to do is turn the hands apart from each other and place them on either side of the rib area. So it's almost like we're coming into chicken wings here. Now you can stay as you are, or we can really try to bring those elbows to the front. And what we're doing is stretching out those wrists to start with. So we can open them up, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as we exhale, perhaps we try and reach those elbows to the front. So just breathing in, breathing out. Maybe we find movement, maybe we find stillness. Good, couple more breaths. Nice. Good, one more inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, release those wrists and start drawing circles with them and just noticing how they feel. Maybe you feel fine, but if you're anything like me, it's suddenly like, oh, I was just stretching those wrists then. Good, couple more breaths. Any wiggles that come naturally for you in the wrist. It could be the weirdest movements you've ever done in your life, or perhaps we're doing some form of dancing right now. Just do it if it feels good. Lovely. Okay, come back to stillness when you're ready. Hands under the knees. Let's bring the knees together and roll over onto all fours, coming to our tabletop today. So spreading the fingers really nice and wide, hands stacked underneath those shoulders and the knees are underneath the hips. As we inhale, we're lowering the belly down towards the ground, looking up, carrying on through our cat-cow. We're taking 3 rounds here. Exhale, we look back towards the toes. So inhale, the belly lowers, we look up. Exhale, we round 3. One more. Good. As you next inhale, return all the way back to your neutral tabletop position. Perfect. So we're going to come through a little bit of back work now. So before we move there, I'd like you to focus in on hugging the belly in towards the spine. So this just supports this lower back area here. Good. So from here, we're transferring the weight to the right knee, sending the left foot to the back of the mat and pushing into the toes. So you're feeling a bit of a stretch down the back of the legs. Remember, keep hugging the belly in. As we inhale, we're lifting the foot up in line with the hip. Maybe we stay here. Perhaps as we exhale, we bend the knee, bring it towards the nose. Take a nice deep inhale. Breathe out. Inhale, lengthen back behind you. Good. Exhale, knee to nose. Full breath in and out. Inhale, lengthen behind. Now maybe we do the same again with just the leg, or perhaps we begin to test our balance here by transferring the weight to the left hand and bringing the right hand directly out in front of us. If you've gone for this option, bend through the elbow, bend through the knee, joint underneath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, we lengthen. Good, one more. Exhale, elbow to knee or knee to nose. Hold. Inhale, we lengthen. Perfect. So if you've gone for the option of keeping the hands on the mat, you're just going to keep doing that. We're going to bend through the back leg, so we bring the foot towards the ceiling. And if you've just gone for the hands on the mat, keep hugging the belly in and reach the foot up as high as you can. Maybe even look towards the front. If you've gone for the option with the right hand reaching ahead, let's scoop the hand around to grab onto the foot or the ankle wherever you can. If you can't find the foot, that's fine. Just aim to try and reach it. Now, if you've grabbed onto the foot, push the foot into hand, hand into foot, and see if you can reach up towards the ceiling. Again, looking towards the front, so we're opening up that chest as much as we can go. This is our tiger pose today. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. Embrace any wobbles. And when you're ready, exhale, release the hand back down to the mat, release the knee. Have a little bit of a shake up. So breathing in, breathing out, give the wrists any movement that they're needing from you. Good. Okay, when you're ready, coming back to neutral tabletop position, time for the other side. So as we inhale, sending the right foot to the back, pushing into the toes, we're feeling that stretch on the back of the legs. Hugging the belly in towards the spine. Nice deep breaths. Good. Inhale, foot comes in line with the hip. Good. As we exhale, we bend the knee to the nose. Full breath in. And out. Inhale, lengthen behind. Good. One more like this. Exhale, knee to nose. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. As we inhale, lengthen the foot behind. Option to do the same again. Or we transfer the weight to the right hand. Lift the left hand out nice and long. Crown of the head is reaching to the top of the mat too. Foot's pulling behind. Exhale, elbow to knee. Good. Full breath in and out. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, we lengthen. Okay, option to do the same thing again with hands on the mat. Bend through the knee, lift the foot towards the ceiling and scoop the left hand round if you can to grab onto the foot. Good. As we inhale, push the foot into hand, hand into foot, opening up the chest towards the front. So we're looking ahead. No matter if the hand's reaching onto the foot or if we've got the hand behind us or on the mat, we're pushing through, opening up. One more breath. Good. Exhale, release the hand to the mat, release the knee, and give any hand movements or wrist movements you're needing here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is walk ourselves forwards, lying down onto our bellies. And we're just going to make a little pillow for our heads. Breathing in and breathing out. Couple more breaths. Lovely. Okay, from here what I'd like you to do is take the hands either side of your mat, so really nice and wide, about in line with the shoulders. Rise up onto the fingertips. And as we inhale, we're lifting up nice and tall, looking up to the ceiling. Exhale, jut the chin forwards to lower all the way back down. Inhale, chin to chest, lift up nice and tall. Exhale, we jut the chin forward, rounding down. One more. Good. Make a little pillow if you want to carry on doing it, you're welcome to, but if you want to rest here, let's rest. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, one more breath. Okay, if you've still found movement, perfect. Just come back to stillness for me. If you've come to join me in stillness, let's take the hands either side of the chest and bend through those elbows. Keep them bent as we inhale, we lift up nice and tall. We have that bend nice through those elbows. Breathing in, breathing out. Squeezing those shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. And exhale, slowly lower all the way back down. Let the head be heavy. We're resting it flat. Now, I find the microphone doesn't pick this up very well, so I want you guys to be resting like this, even if I don't look like that. So get yourself nice and comfy. Okay, so we're going to be doing some shoulder work now. So it's called locust pose. We're going to be doing a variation of the locust pose. So we're going to be keeping our head down on the mat if we can. Or if you want to get a pillow or a block to rest on, which I might do because it helps me with the microphone, you can just rest like so. Okay, so what we're going to do is open up the shoulders or the hands either side in line with the shoulders to come into cactus arms. We're going to squeeze those shoulders together and lengthen them nice and long so the hands reach to the top of the mat. Bring them back to cactus arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen nice and long. So the head's staying down. We're just going through cactus, squeezing together, and then lengthening back. So doing those nice little movements, like we're going swimming. Couple more. Keep resting the head down. And when you're ready, exhale, lower the hands back down, and rest your head wherever is comfortable for you. Just breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, we're going to do the same movements again, but this time we're going to keep the head off of the mat. So as you inhale, lift the head up, squeeze those shoulder blades together, arms either side of the body in cactus. Good. Option to keep just holding the hands here, squeezing together. We can go swimming again. Or we can really go swimming if you want to. Up to you what you want to do. But this is going to strengthen our back muscles a little bit. But if you want to do shoulders, you squeeze the shoulder blades together. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, exhale, lower all the way back down and have a nice little Kit Kat rest. Let's get your break time. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Just resting wherever's comfortable. We've got a few more poses to do. So trying to notice how your breathing is, how your body is feeling. Good. Okay, when you're ready to, you can keep the block where it is, but we're going to rest the head there for the time being. Let's bend the back foot in, so the right foot in towards our bottom, and then the left foot in as well. So we're going to scoop the hands round to grab onto the ankles. And maybe this is where we stay. Just resting the head on the mat, just holding onto the ankles if we can. Otherwise, we're pushing the feet into hands, hand into the feet as we lift the chest up, coming to our bow pose today. Option to stay here or option to try to reach the hands away, but keep the feet where they are. Up to you whether you want to do active pose or whether you want to do passive. So passive is where we're holding onto the feet still. Active is where you're using your muscles to try and stay. 1 more breath. And as you exhale, slowly lower all the way back down, resting here for a few breaths. Good, a couple more. Beautiful. Okay. So when you're ready to, I'd like to take the hands either side of the chest, take a nice big inhale as we push all the way back to child's pose. So big toes touching, knees nice and wide, and the bottom all the way back towards the heels. Let the head rest on the mat. Breathing in, Breathing out. Couple more breaths. Good. As we inhale, slowly rippling all the way up through the spine, coming back to tabletop position. Tucking those toes underneath you and sending that tailbone nice and high, coming to our downward dog. Really bend through those knees for me today though. Bending through, sending the tailbone high here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then if you want to try straightened legs or walking it out, you are welcome to. So whatever feels good for you in your down dog. Couple more breaths. Good. Okay. So coming back to bent knees if you're not already. Let's bring the knees over towards the left and heels turn towards the right as we push the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, come back to our normal downward dog. Good. Exhale, bend through the knees. Draw them over to the right and the heels towards the left as we sink the bottom down. Breathe in and out. Inhale back to center. Lovely. As you exhale, I'd like you to lower the knees all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes and walk the hands all the way back to the heels, back to the knees, so you come to a kneeling position. So we're going to do camel pose here. If you don't fancy doing it, please come to child's pose. That's big toes touching and walking the hands ahead, head resting here. So if you want to rest in child's pose, please feel free to. It's nice as a forward fold. But if you want to do some more back bends, join me in camel today. So we're going to scoop the hands behind the back, hugging onto that lower spine. As we inhale, lift the bottom up off of the heels and engage ugly bottom. So squeezing the butt cheeks together. We want to inhale, lift the crown of the head nice and tall. So we've got lots going on here. Belly hugging into the spine, ugly bottom engaged, and a nice long line through the body. And maybe we stay here today. Maybe we find a little bit of an exhale and hips sink towards the top of the mat. As we slowly lower down, maybe the chin stays tucked into the chest, or maybe we drop the head back. Maybe we keep hugging on to the back. Maybe we scoop one arm up and round to grab onto a heel, and then maybe the other one. Remember, ugly bottom engaged, squeezing them together, butt cheeks together, and hips pushing to the top. Option to drop head back. Good, one more breath. And when you're ready to come out, exhale, tuck the chin in towards the chest, ripple down through the spine, coming all the way to child's pose, and breathing here. Nice deep breaths, guys, beautiful. Good. Let's take one more breath here today. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay. When you're ready to slowly inhale, walk yourself all the way back up to kneeling, nice and tall. From here, lift the bottom up off of the heels, and I'm going to twist to you so you can see what I'm doing here. So we're going to take the right knee towards the top of the mat. You can place the foot down. Now I'd like you to cross it over in front of the left leg as we lower the bottom down. So that's coming into our cow face legs, and if it wasn't comfortable for you, just come to a seated position and place your legs there like we normally do. So hands either in front or behind the feet. Inhale, we lift and lengthen. And exhale, we gently fold forwards. Let the head rest heavy. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice deep breaths. So really feeling the hips relaxing, letting go here. And that back. And maybe you're noticing something else happening in the body. Maybe we want to move the arms to somewhere else, and that's fine. But just tuning in to how you're feeling right now. Good. 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, let's walk yourself all the way up to seated again, nice and tall. Walking the hands forwards to lift the bottom up off of the heels. I'll twist around this way so you can see what's happening this time. Swinging that right foot back flat and then returning back to a kneeling position. Time for the other side. So we walk the hands forwards, swing the left foot round and then loop it in front of the right as we turn the right foot to the left side and lower the bottom down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold. Breathing in, breathing out. And again, maybe we rest where we are. Maybe we allow the arms to move to somewhere else. But wherever you choose to go, please find some form of stillness. Maybe close the eyes and notice where you're feeling your stretch. Let's take 2 more breaths. And as you next inhale, walking yourself all the way up to seated, lovely and tall. This time I'd like you to just uncross the legs and bring the feet nice and long towards the top of the mat. Perfect. So you've got 2 more positions, and these are our restorative movements today. So we're doing supported legs up the wall. Now you can choose to use a wall today, or if you want to join me in keeping the legs off of the wall, that's fine to do. Use a block, and we're just going to place it underneath our bottoms. We're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat behind us and send the feet up towards the ceiling. Now what this does is it helps elongate the lower back, helping to stretch it out as our feet are up towards the ceiling. I'm just going to move down just a little bit, so if you need to adjust yourself like me, please feel free to. We're just going to lower down and feel that stretch. Now, something I wanted to address is that when you do these sort of positions that are more restorative, it's okay not to have straightened legs here. So if you want to bend through the knees in any way, that's fine. If you're finding it quite stressful trying to keep the legs straight, then feel free to bend them. I want you to really make this as comforting as you possibly can. I'm saying as possibly can because this can be quite uncomfortable. So if it doesn't feel good today, don't feel like you have to do it. What we're trying to do is straighten or lengthen that lower back, just helping to stretch it out a little bit more. Any movements or wiggles you need to find, please do. And if you wanted to come into a full shoulder stand from here, that's fine to do as well. But I'm not guiding you through that today, so if that's what you want to do, please feel free. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths wherever you've decided to go to, whether that's feet up the wall or supported legs up the wall like I've done today. And please do. If you decide you want to stay where you are longer, then do that as well. You can just join me when you're ready to. Good. Okay, as you next exhale, bend through the knees and lower the feet all the way down to the mat behind you. And maybe this is where we choose to stay. A little bit of a supported bridge pose here. But I'd like to come to fish pose today. So if you'd like to join me, just walk yourself up onto the forearms and then slowly up to seated. There's no real pretty way to get out of that pose, or at least I haven't discovered it yet. So if you want to join me in our supported fish pose, you can grab onto some blocks like I've got. You can use pillows, you can use blankets, or anything you can think of that you can lie over. Now, I like to usually place one by my back, either long ways or to the side, and then one where my head goes, just because it makes it a little bit more comfortable. But if you fancy making it so that you're just supporting the lower back, that's fine to do as well. If you change your mind and want to adjust it, that's fine. So if you've got one by your bottom, just making sure your bottom's just in front of it, and then slowly we walk ourselves down onto the forearms and just make sure you're in a comfortable place. And then gently walking all the way back until you can relax the head down. Now, if you've come to a place that feels good, please feel free to stay there. Knees can still be bent towards the ceiling, or we can straighten those legs nice and long. And then maybe we bend through the elbows, but whilst opening up the hands to the side of the room. So maybe it's cactus arms, or perhaps we just come to a place that's nice and long. Now, make sure you are really comfortable. If you need to come out of it, we tuck the chin in towards the chest and then slowly walk all the way back up again and adjust yourself as much as you need to. Before slowly walking yourself back, so you've got time to test to see if it feels good. And this is where I am choosing to stay for our Shavasana. And if you decide this isn't the right place, please feel free to bring yourself to somewhere that is more comfortable today. So breathing in, we're breathing out. Closing the eyes, softening the gaze. And I want you to really pay attention to your breath. Noticing every inhale and noticing every exhale. Seeing if you can relax and let go a little bit more if you can. Maybe it's gently parting the lips and clenching the teeth. Maybe it's allowing the shoulders to get heavier and heavier, or maybe the feet. We're breathing in and we're breathing out. And maybe today, this is all we focus on. Breathing and releasing. Or perhaps today we focus on something positive. We focus on an affirmation. Now, if you want to do that, that's fine. If you want to use what I suggest, amazing. If you want to find your own, perfect. So as we breathe in, I'd like you to breathe in some form of positivity. So every inhale, maybe we say to ourselves, I am strong. I am growing every day. I am the best version of myself. Anything else you could think of. Maybe it's something that's more specific to a goal in your life at the moment. One of my favorites is I am abundant in love, health, and wealth. And I just breathe it in. I'm abundant in love, health, and wealth. And exhale. Breathe in. Repeat your phrase to yourself, and then breathe out any negativity. With every inhale, really listening to the words you're telling yourself and really believing it. It's present tense because it's happening. And breathe out any negativity. So we're going to spend a bit of time here today. If you want to keep breathing in your affirmation and breathing away any negativity, then please do. If you just want to close your eyes and focus in on the music or on your breath, then please do. And as always, you are welcome to stay here as long as you feel you need to. When you're ready to start finding movement, take lovely deep inhales And exhales, slowly wiggling each and every part of your body. And then gently, when you're ready, bringing the elbows or the hands either side of the body. Inhale to tuck the chin in towards the chest and gently walk yourself all the way up to a comfortable seated position. Eyes are still closed if you're comfortable doing it. Now let's meet with hands to heart center in prayer. Focus on your affirmation if you found one, just one more time, and if not, that's fine. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, rub the hands together. And when they're super duper warm and about to set alight, part them and place them over your closed eyelids. Allow that gorgeous heat from your hands to warm the eyes and blink them open. Part the fingertips to let more light in, and when they've adjusted, exhale, hands all the way to heart center in prayer. Now really think about that affirmation if you fancy planting that in your lotus flower seed today. But if you want to think of something else, that's fine, just something positive. As we inhale, bring our hands all the way up to our third eye and plant our positive thought in there. As we exhale, hands all the way down to heart center where we really desire it. Peel it open like a book when you're ready and seal it shut by placing the knuckles together, palms to the sides. Exhale, brush past the chest, send the arms nice and long, and give gratitude to everything in our world already and the things we believe in. As we exhale, we've created space for more awesomeness to come back towards us. Peel it open and see what's been sent back. When you're ready, come back to prayer hands. Maybe focus in on that affirmation and really, truly believe it. And when you're ready to exhale, blossom to your lotus flower and see just what that affirmation can do for you. Hands back to heart center in prayer. Thank you so much for joining me for our improved posture session. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you for tomorrow's. As always, eat well, drink well, and sleep well. Namaste.